Hey everyone, good to see you. Today we're going to do some multiple choice questions on research and development costs. Most of these are going to ask about capitalizing versus expensing, so I definitely recommend reading the question first if it's a longer question. Obviously this one's pretty short, so we don't have much to skip ahead. How should NSB Inc. report significant research and development costs incurred? Alright, so I'm going to bring up a nice chart, and you might have seen this in the software costs, multiple choice questions or lecture, and anything before technological feasibility is going to be an expense, anything after is going to be capitalized. Now, research and development indicates expense, right? Like there's no product there's no mention of a product. If it says maybe further research and development into an arm or a branch of a certain existing good, then that could be up for debate. But research and development is going to just be an expense. I mean, you might just be familiar with the term research and development expense. So that's why I'm going to cross off B and C, because that mentions capitalizing. And letter D, this one's actually getting you to try to think of a tax rule. I mean, all of these actually are like 5 years, 40-year period, 2 before, 5 after. It could be like a net operating loss. They're trying to get you to think tax-wise. So definitely why I recommend not taking FAR and Reg back to back, but that's a story for another day. We are going to expense all costs in the year incurred. All right, next question up. Which of the following items would be classified as a research and development cost? Again, think of something that does not exist yet, because we don't have a product. If it's research and development, the product doesn't exist. So you can also see here in this chart, once you reach technological feasibility, which means, let's say it's Microsoft Office, you're all familiar with Excel, this is where Excel comes to fruition, right? Like here we're planning, okay, we need a spreadsheet system built out. Maybe we're at the drawing board, seeing how it might look. Once we reach this point right here, this is where it actually becomes a product. It is Microsoft Office. Obviously here, then we have to develop it and code it, test it, but these would be capitalizable. These two before would be expense, like we see here. So let's read. Periodic design changes to an existing product. Okay, well, if it's an existing product, that is going to be capitalized, so not expensed. Testing in search of product or process alternatives. Okay, well, that means no product exists because we're searching for a product or an alternative, so let's hold off on that. Engineering follow-up in an early phase of commercial production. If we're commercially producing something, that's going to infer that the product exists already. And legal work in connection with a patent application. If you have a patent, you better have something that you're patenting, so a product will exist. Which leaves us with just testing in search of a product or process alternative, which is our final answer here. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it may be, and stay strong.